Welcome back to my channel, Star Booze.
Ozzy Osbourne was planning a nearly legendary scheme. An album that will alter the basic foundations of rock history in addition to leaving his name inscribed on it. This would not be your typical single endeavor. It would be the pinnacle of 6 string luminaries coming together with the best guitar masters for a legendary sound experience. It all started in a secret bar in Soho months ago. The idea came to Ozzy while he was having dinner with Andrew Watt, his favorite producer, while he was still enjoying the success of Patient Number 9. What if we called 3 titans of riff to record with me instead of just one? The conversation turned from a jest to a serious plan in a matter of minutes. They had their plan before night's end, and even better, Clapton and Beck had already fired up to join their holy trinity. Clapton received a call around 4:00 a.m. in the middle of November. Time zones were unknown to Ozzy's creative flame. It's Ozzy, Eric. In January, I would like you to visit Cappadocia Studio. It will be incredible. Clapton, on the other end, recalled the times when legends gathered in little studios, laughed, visualized the possibilities, and answered yes without hesitation. Jeff Beck commented a few weeks later that he was also excited to experiment with new wah-wah textures and inventive distortions. The mystery then emerged: Jimmy Page. The invitation came in the form of a mysterious email bearing Ozzy's scanned handwriting. Together, Jimmy, let's create history. But there was never a response. Weeks passed instead of days. Ozzy left voicemail after voicemail, sent coded messages, and checked his phone every hour. Page's quiet, however, was unwavering. Did he see the invitation at all? Curious, Beck and Clapton inquired. I'm not sure. He never responded, Ozzy said, furrowing her brow. In the meantime, rumors were rife in London taverns. He is now working on a solo record. To preserve Zeppelin's legacy, he is keeping the mystery intact. He is at Headley Graying for covert analog sessions. Photographers working at night noticed figures moving in and out of the studio, a long jacket and classy boots, but never Page's face. It was like going on a ghost quest inside. Engineers set up microphones, primed Nutri-wires, and double-checked each take. Beck showed up with his own bassist and effects pedals, which hung like living gems from his shoulders. He spun his pick, till the strings sang as he performed a slide solo on a song that would eventually become Electric Ghost. Clapton then contributed his rich blues tone, illuminating the studio with languid arpeggios and that distinctive vibe of smoke and resin. They greeted one another, shared tour stories, and reminisced about George Harrison and past Trident Studios jam sessions in between takes. An unknown number buzzed on Ozzy's phone on a soggy February morning. His heart was pounding. Was it Page? No, it's just another producer scheduling time in the studio. In a subsequent interview, he said, I thought it was a mistake. I assumed the call was from another producer looking to schedule a new session. Ozzy saw the seriousness of the silence, as though Page's endless fretboard extended out and imprisoned him in a vacuum, while Clapton and Beck giggled. The first, formal statement, a classic rock extract in which Page described his strategy, was released at the end of March. It must be a ritual to record. I need the sound to reverberate in real time, and I need to be present. A guitar player's heartbeat cannot be captured in digital files. You can't simply press submit. Numerous music websites featured the statement as their headline, provoking discussion among critics and admirers. He was commended by some for keeping the essence of analog rock alive. He was accused of arrogance by others. Beck and Clapton continued without a Page. To locate the ideal hum, they labored till dawn in April, adjusting old 1073 preamps, testing Neumann U87 mics, and experimenting with different shielded cables. Once mastered, the buzz turns into melody. Ozzy showed up on time, grinning broadly, sampling cookies and strong coffee while delivering emotionally charged vocal takes for Midnight Sermon and Haunted Strings. The reception sounded like a rebirth when patient number 9 eventually hit the shelves in early May. Trade publications praised the audacity of combining Jeff Beck and Eric Clapton on a one record, praising a production that felt contemporary without compromising the unadulterated essence of rock. They also demonstrated Ozzy's versatility by alternating between intense guitar solos and visceral blues, then resting for nearly meditative sections that showed a more private, introspective side of Ozzy. However, behind the accolades was a recurring query on music forums and social media. Suppose Jimmy Page had agreed. The railroads were laced by an unseen gap, a pause in sound as Page's riff appeared to be about to come out. Fans on Reddit and YouTube noticed that if you closed your eyes, you could hear the echo of a guitar that never really played on certain parts of Haunted Strings and Midnight Sermon. Between the tones, there is a ghostly presence. The record took on a life of its own in the months that followed. Online amateur videos that provided fan-made fillers for that phantom area were widely available. Guitarists of different ages shared their envisioned solos that were tagged for the missing riff or Jimmy, wherever you are. An underground cult hit on rock forums was an indie minnock called The Unfinished Riff, which featured studio techs and loyal fans. With a blend of humor and melancholy, Ozzy debuted Electric Ghost on stages all around the world. This one is for the man who disappeared when offered the mix in exchange for money. I promise Jimmy an extra encore if he ever discovers my number. He even gestured to the vacant space where the guest guitarist would have stood during several performances, which caused the audience to laugh and applaud enthusiastically. In podcasts and interviews, Ozzy discussed how his own creativity was stimulated by Page's silence. I had no idea that being away could motivate me so much. That gap served as the inspiration for ever more daring riffs. There are moments when I think Jimmy is playing every note inside my skull. The greatest lesson learned by many critics from patient number 9 was the dilemma of sound and silence. Realizing that in rock mythology, a legend's ability to evoke stillness is just as powerful as its ability to create noise. The wordless riff by Pages came to represent artistic independence, a request that each listener finish the song in their own thoughts using their own feelings and flair. Looking back today, Ozzy sees more than just a successful album. He saw a musical and social experiment that united generations, rekindled discussions about the fundamental nature of rock, and preserved a sense of mystery in the minds of fans. Pa's incomplete riff will continue to pulsate, suggesting that the next great rock tale is still unwritten and waiting for the bravery to fill the void, as long as someone thinks there is still something spectacular left unsaid.